You always said, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, babe. But now you make me sad, 'cause nobody can take me to sleep. Now I'm here with no one else, and every day and every night.
It was Saturday night, the night of your college ball party. You don't usually want to go to college events like this, but you decided to give it a try. It's not like you didn't have anything better to do, but the real reason you went was to see your cute chemistry professor, Mr. Park, who was one of the counselors for the dance. You expected to see if a friend wanted to accompany you so you wouldn't have to go alone, but the only people you considered friend were already on a date or had other plans. You examined yourself in the mirror in your bedroom. Thanks to your mother's straightener, your usual curly brown hair was now straight. Your normal nails had been painted red and your glasses had been replaced by your rarely worn contacts. Because your mother and you couldn't afford a more classy dress, you wore a simple black and red dress. Wine, let's go! Your mother yelled. She was going to drop you off at the college before she went to work. Coming, you yelled. You ran the brush through your hair once more, grabbed your bag and ran out your apartment hall. Shoes, your mother asked you. You stared down at your feet, which were covered in your black sneaker. What's wrong with these? You asked. You honestly don't think these shoes look that bad, and you don't really have any other shoes to wear. That's fine, she replied. Go outside to the car. I'll be right there. You walked out the door, and the car was right there. Your mother appeared moments later and you drove away. The college hall was decorated in a K-pop theme. When you walked through the doors, a pop song was blasting through the speakers. Looking around, there were more people here than you expected. It also seemed like compared to everyone else, your dress was crap. There were groups of people talking and laughing. You awkwardly looked down. Maybe coming here alone wasn't the best idea in the world. Someone tapped you on the shoulder, scaring you out of your thoughts. You quickly turned around to see Mr. Park Jimin standing there with a smile that lit up your world. Hi, Mr. Park, you said, smiling. Wine? Wow, you look amazing. Your jaw almost dropped. Were professors supposed to say such things to their students, or did he truly mean it? Thank you. You wanted to tell him the same thing, but you couldn't bring yourself to. Where's your date? He asked. He really needed to bring that up, didn't he? Well, I'm here alone. Everyone else already had a date or had other plans. I didn't expect that. From knowing you, any guy should want to go with you. You raised your eyebrows, he chuckled with that adorable little laugh. Why? You turned your attention from Mr. Park to the person behind you. You saw Jenny there. She is the girl who gets the A's and the one who all the teachers love. Go ahead and go hang out with your friends. We can talk later, Mr. Park said from behind you. You love the guy, but sometimes he can be clueless. Even if you wasn't socially awkward and had a couple good friends, why would you want to be friends with her? You weren't sure if you should listen to him, but you went anyway. Hi, you awkwardly said. She started walking the opposite direction of Jimin, Mr. Park, and you followed her. So, you're here alone? She asked. Yes, you replied. Why? Because I wanted to come. You was only going to give her short and simple answer. You didn't need her messing with you. You like him? Your face dropped. She couldn't possibly know you like Jimin, right? Who? You stuttered. Mr. Park, Jimin. Jenny laughed. You like him, don't you? Please tell me this is a dream. Tell me this isn't happening, you asked yourself in your mind. No, I don't. We're just close, you said, trying to keep a straight face. I don't believe you. Look, I don't like him, okay? You were starting to get furious. Jenny smirked and walked away. You knew that by Monday morning this was going to be all over the college. This was a disaster. Even though you didn't admit it to her, she knew that you liked Jimin. You also knew that she was going to make your life a living hell over it. You walked over to an empty table and sat down. For what seemed like hours, you stared at everyone having fun with their friends and dates while you sat there all alone. Hey! Jimin came out of now hair and took a seat next to you at the still empty table. Why you are over here all alone? You shrugged. No date, no one to hang out with. He was quiet before standing up. For a second, you thought he was going to leave you there. I'll be your date then. The dance is almost over, but better late than never, right? Was I hearing him correctly? You asked in your mind. Come on. He held out his hand to you and you took it. The contact of your skin made your heart melt. His hand was so soft. He took you out to the dance floor where your fellow classmates were being wild. You knew that if Jenny saw both of you, this really would be all over school, but at that moment you didn't care. It was just you and him. I'm going to slow it down here, the DJ announced. You were now extremely nervous. Your heart was racing so fast. As he rested his arms on your waist, you looked into his brown eyes. You wrapped your arms around his neck trembling, and you cursed at that moment that you were going to collapse. But thankfully you didn't. You heard the familiar song of your favorite singer that filled up the room. It was really awkward at first. You were kind of just stood there before he took the lead and you started moving. You looked deep into his eyes. He smiled at you, and you looked down at the floor knowing you were blushing. His grip, which had previously been tight and awkward, loosened in a more comfortable manner. You rested your head on his shoulder. When the song and dance were over, you let go of each other. You stood there mesmerized by him. Before you knew what you were doing, your arms were around him and you were hugging him. He hugged you back, and you can honestly say that was the best hug you have gotten in your 20 years of life. Thank you, you said once he let you go. Whenever you want, Ryan. The dance had ended and you were attempting to contact your mother, but she was not responding. You received a text from her just as you were about to give up. It was a total lie. You sat outside the college building for about 30 minutes, unsure what to do. You couldn't exactly walk home in the dark, but that's what it looked like you'd have to do. You stood there watching people leave the college, completely unaware that you were there. That is until Jimin walked out of college ready to go back home. Not to ask the obvious, but why are you still here? He always seems to find you when you need him, doesn't he? My mother is working late and I told her I could find a ride home when I knew I couldn't. I did not want to lie to her, but I didn't want to bother her because then she would have to leave work early and... I'll take you. He cut you off. Are you sure? Come on, let's get out of here. You smiled up at him and he led you toward his car located in the staff parking lot. The car ride to your apartment was silent. You just sat there, only moving to look at him every so often. Which one is it? He said, breaking you from your thoughts. You looked out the window to see that you were in the parking lot of your apartment complex. Oh, that one. You pointed to a building near an empty parking space. He drove into that parking space and you were about to get out. Hold on, I'll walk you. You bit your bottom lip and you got out of the car and walked up to the apartment, your shoulders crashing into each other. When you got to the door, you turned to face him. Thanks, Jimin, for everything. Of course, Ryan. He took another step towards you, and you were getting really nervous. You knew you both were getting closer because you could feel his breath on your lips. You think you both knew what was going to happen, but neither of you wanted to make the first move. You shut your eyes really tight. Just do it, you whispered. He nodded and pressed his lips against yours, closing the last inch between you two. You melted. This being your first kiss, you didn't really know what to do. You just followed his lead. His hands went up to cup your face. When you pulled back, you were breathless. You were scared to look up at him, but when you did, he was standing there smiling.
Feels like I made you up in my mind, but you're
A blush appeared on your cheeks and a smile formed on your face.
I'm trying to find the words.
I'll see you on Monday, Ryan, he said.
What's in front of my eyes? This angel in my shirt makes me immature, but I don't mind it.
He left and you walked inside, your lips burning. That was the best night of your life.
Like a glass of lemon,
My heart beats faster as you take my hand. My love grows stronger as you touch my soul.
mercury.